Well, welcome to the 700 Club. Israel is changing the face of the Middle East. Those are the words of Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu after a weekend phone call with President-elect Donald Trump.
Netanyahu said the two leaders had a very friendly talk, yet focused on defeating Iran's proxy armies and recovering the hostages from Gaza. Chris Mitchell reports from Jerusalem.
In his Sunday announcement, Netanyahu said he and Trump discussed the need to complete Israel's victory and declared it's a new Middle East.
A year ago, I said something simple. We would change the face of the Middle East, and we're indeed doing so. Syria is not the same Syria. Lebanon is not the same Lebanon. Gaza is not the same Gaza. And the head of the axis, Iran, is not the same Iran. It has also felt the might of our arm.
The Security Cabinet also met to discuss the next steps in Israel's multi-front war, including stopping Iranian armed shipments through Syria. After the fall of the Assad regime, the Russians are pulling out of their bases. While Netanyahu says Israel has no interest in confronting Syria, the IDF is increasing its presence in the Golan Heights and systematically destroying Syria's military infrastructure.
I remind you that for decades, Syria was an active enemy state to Israel. It attacked us again and again. It allowed others to attack us from its territory. It allowed Iran to arm Hezbollah through its territory.
Netanyahu and Trump also discussed freedom for the hostages. Antony Blinken said the moment has come to find a solution.
So this is a moment to bring this to an end, and bring this to an end in a way that gets the hostages home and finally brings relief to people who suffered and continue to suffer every single day.
In Syria, the country's new leader, Mohammed al-Golani, declared his group will implement Sharia law and have a morality police.
The Ministry of Interior will have morality police led by clerics and mullahs. People will be told to obey Sharia without using sticks. If we move with a stick, this shows our inability to convey Sharia to people. We will respond with force to those who try to prevent us from implementing Sharia.
Nina Shea, Director of Religious Freedom at the Hudson Institute, told CBN News what Sharia law means for Syrian Christians.
They will have to conform with Muslim laws, Islamic law. That means that they will be restricted in what they can say, how they can pray, where they can pray. They will be restricted, and women will be very restricted in their dress, in particular.
Shea says Christians in the West need to stand up for Syrian Christians at this dangerous time.
Should stand up for these Christians. They should be a voice for them. They shouldn't, particularly, I think, bring pressure against Turkey, who is our NATO ally and who has supported HTS and is considered by the Christians that I've talked to there, Christian leaders, as a manager and an influencer of this rebellion that has taken place.
Chris Mitchell, CBN News, Jerusalem.
Well, the face of the Middle East is obviously changing. The only question is it for the good? I remember Arab Spring, all the promise of democracy that the U.S. troops going into Iraq was going to bring a whole new day. The Ba'athist dictatorships of Iraq and Syria would be overthrown. The Mubarak government in Egypt was overthrown. But who came into place? Well, in Egypt, it was the Muslim Brotherhood. In Iraq, when Obama ordered U.S. troops to withdraw, what came into power in northern Iraq was ISIS. This group in Syria is an offshoot of that. And to say that somehow they want peace or they want democracy or they want freedom of conscience or freedom of religion or equality between men and women, no, they don't. They're trying to impose Sharia law, and it will be a very stringent version of Sharia law on the level that we currently see in Iran. So this is, in my view, a very disturbing development and one that the whole world needs to wake up to. This rise of radical Islam is a danger to us all. And I'm amazed that the U.S. media, the European media, isn't raising alarm bells. They should be, because in a free and open society, which we all ascribe to, the UN has it in its charter, it's incompatible with Sharia.